Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of Geeking and Drinking. This is episode
50.
Wow.
50.
Let's do it. What's going on, guys? And welcome to another episode, like I just said, of Geeking and Drinking. This is episode 50. I'm Ed. I'm Matt. And we got Matthew back. Matthew's back.
I quit my dumb job.
Quit his day job, and now he's here with us. And we got a special side camera over here. Little test drive, see what's up. But yeah, episode 50, man. This is the second show of the year. And we just got out of a serious winter in Texas. Yeah, I mean, you caught it with me, especially if you live in Texas, you know what we're talking about, and we've survived. We're alive. Hopefully everybody out there is able to stay warm, stay safe. And I know a lot of breweries here in San Antonio were offering to fill up any water jugs or provide some fresh water for folks who need water.
Charging stations are getting considered for their devices and
sometimes you're alive,
just a place warm to hang out.
Yeah, it's just weird, walking out, and yesterday morning it was snowing, and then today, in the afternoon, it was sunny and hot. I'm like, what is going on?
And everything melted.
And yeah, everything's melted away.
It's gone, it's like nothing happened.
Yeah, and so that's what we've been doing. We've been stuck in the house for a whole week.
I've been stuck in the house for 2 weeks, but that's besides the point. But yeah, I mean, usually around February is kind of when the winter comes in Texas, especially here in South Texas. Where the temperature drops and stuff like that. But
and it really came.
It actually came this year, and like usually our snow as well is just kind of like a hit and run kind of thing. It comes overnight and doesn't even stay on the ground. And by morning or afternoon, it's already gone.
Yeah.
Well, this stayed.
Yeah, it stayed
for a few days.
Weird, but it's really weird. It's just it's crazy. But like I say, we're all good here, and man, we have lots to talk about. Not only that, but we have some beers. We're at the table. We're already drinking Squirt Gun Juicy IPA. I didn't know it was a Juicy IPA at first. I did not know that was just a regular IPA.
Juicy.
But it's coming in at pretty low for an IPA at 6%. It's funny how I say that. That's low now.
Low.
God, so low.
So low, yeah.
And we got this bad boy here from Black Laboratory Brewing.
Once again, beers from Black Lab. We love you guys. Just let's hook up. Call. Message us. We're here.
Yes, my friends over there offered me, my favorite, but we're going to go visit my friends over there, and they got one of my favorite beers just for these guys to try, because I don't think they ever tried it before.
Not that one.
The Plumberry Soft Serve.
It's
delicious.
Is it a milkshake IPA or?
Yes, so it's going to make me have to poop even more than I have to do that.
Ew.
I mean,
that's because I ate the hottest, spiciest chicken sandwich ever.
Yeah, dude, that sandwich you had before the show, man, that thing was, ooh.
Yeah, he gave us a piece of his chicken, and it was, had some ghost pepper or whatever pepper on it, and it was pretty spicy. But I'm not just putting those beers up. Later on in the show, we will be getting into some WandaVision talk, of course. We watched the last episode, me and Steven dived real deep into that. Full spoilers. We're not doing all that non-spoiler stuff because, you can't really talk about this show and not
so much
spoil
going
it.
on.
There's so much going on, so if you haven't, caught up, what are you doing? Go watch it and then come back and watch us. Because that show, man, is doing some things, doing some things.
I'm sorry, I'm just mesmerized by this drink
good.
here.
Looks good.
Man. No! How dare you?
So that's what's it called? Plumberry? Plumberry Soft Serve. It's an IPA coming in at
7.4.
7.4.
Yeah, I made a mess. I'm not even drunk yet.
Dude, I've been drunk all week.
I mean, there was nothing else to do.
Just watching movies and drinking beer. It really hit me pretty hard last night.
I guess we're just going for it, huh?
I just going for it. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, while these two are drinking, I'm gonna wait.
Ooh, that's good. Oh, God. What was that other soft serve that we had from that one time? Was that the Juicy IPA soft serve or something like that?
It was a...
The peach or something?
No, it was
Tangerine.
Tangerine.
No, it wasn't tangerine. It was the popsicle, the orange popsicle soft serve.
Dreamsicle.
It's kind of like that.
Kind of like Dreamsicle, but it was still an IPA.
Yeah, it was milkshake IPA. I just forgot what it was called. Soft serve something. But yeah, it that one gave up some serious like ice cream vibes. Which this is too. It has like it doesn't really smell sweet, but it is sweet. But a good kind of sweet. Not like it's like you're eating ice cream pretty much. Like it's not.
That soft serve really comes and gets you right at the end of the taste.
Yeah, my stomach's in shambles right now.
And you're drinking plum. Plum makes you poop. Plum makes you poop.
And lactose.
Yeah.
It's lactose in here.
Yeah, lactose. I forgot what else is in it, but really good. I've always loved these soft serve beers, especially from Black Lab. Except Steven, we had that one
a
while back on the show, and yeah, I mean, I love Black Lab is one of the youngest breweries here in San Antonio, and they're really knocking it out of the park with the beers. So if you haven't visited Black Laboratory, go visit them. They are what is it? Right outside San Antonio? Or what would you call it? East side?
I mean, they are in San Antonio.
Outskirts of downtown.
Yeah, the outskirts of downtown. Off
East
of,
Houston and Hackberry.
Hackberry and East Houston, yes.
Yeah. So go visit them out. Go visit them. Or order a pizza right next door. There's a meat market. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a pretty good spot, and
And if you bank with Credit Human, go to
Good.
as you're making your deposit, go right next door and get yourself a damn good brew from our friends at Black Lab.
Mm-hmm.
They're all nice over there. I love them.
So, what are we talking about this show? I know we said we're talking about WandaVision later, but we like I said, we spent a week inside. Been watching movies. Watched a couple of true crime documentaries. Judas and the Black Messiah. What else did we watch? Tenet.
Watch Tenet.
Yeah, we saw Tenet. Before you came here.
Yeah, The Dead Don't Die. We just watched that recently. I'm trying to
kind of went back and we saw Paranormal Activity, and then we saw Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
I was kind of disappointed with that one.
Well, I mean,
I thought it was gonna be more scary. I mean, granted, like I know, I mean, like they're made. I mean, they're books, right? Books from when
Yeah, there were books from when I read when I was a kid. I mean, even the illustrations were creepy. I guess that was pretty much the only thing that I really liked from the movie was the creatures in it. That the way they looked. They kind of reminded me of the illustrations from the book itself. But other than that, I mean, the story itself, wasn't too great. But it is what it was.
Creepy old girl got terrorized by family and wrote stories.
Which one?
The little girl that wrote the book.
Oh yeah. That was sad.
Silly.
Dang, what else did we say? I mean, there was just so much going on. I mean, it kind of just didn't even feel real with everything that was happening and just having to stay home and I mean, not really much to do. I mean, and unfortunately for other Texans that lost power, lost water.
Me.
I couldn't imagine how much they were hurting and going through, and still, I mean, even the aftermath. I mean, watching some of the videos on social media. I mean, but
yeah, we spent one night in a cold dark. It was lonely. I was going crazy.
We're all gonna bounce back from this and get through it, and hopefully just kind of go back to normal. But
yeah, and
even though we're still in a pandemic, but
Yeah, I know, right? That's kind of weird when that's like the second kind of like you don't even think about that, but
there's a pandemic.
well, like
It's
this
still going on.
this would have been a perfect time, you know, for like. I mean, granted, we did get one movie, which is Judas and the Black Messiah, which I enjoyed.
Yeah, me too.
But you know, the news that we got was that last year that a lot of Warner Brothers and Warner Brothers movies are gonna be going straight to HBO Max, so that's why we got Judas and the Black Messiah, and
Wonder
we just
Woman.
Wonder Woman, and we just got a trailer for another one, and I think this is probably one of the most anticipated movies that for a lot of people, especially who play the game Mortal Kombat. We're finally getting another Mortal Kombat movie after what, the first one came out in '95. After that one, it was '97, I believe. But the second one, and then we got a couple years ago. We got that little.
We kind of don't talk about
series.
the second one like the way we don't talk about Spider-Man 3.
Was it a web series or was it like a mini movie?
It was a web series.
Oh, okay, because like.
Yeah, because I saw it on the web on YouTube, but
it.
then they I think they kind of mushed them all together and were trying to release it as like a mini movie or something like that.
I just watched one a while ago and it's only 7 minutes long and it was just like, that's all we got.
Which one did you see?
The one where Jax is talking to Scorpion. He's interrogating him. He's talking about how there's a guy out there that he has this disease where his skin kind of like
It's supposed to be reptile.
he's supposed to be reptile, and like they're like cannibals and like they're like and then you have Baraka, who's a doctor who like disfigured his face and attaches a blade to
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
and then him and Johnny Cage fight and like except they're kind of like cannibals but like they're like the evilest people.
No, that wasn't a web series. That was like a video that kickstarted.
See that's what I was.
But the thing was, it has Michael J. White.
Yeah, as Jax.
As Jax.
Yeah.
So it has like an actual like recognizable actor. I mean, I didn't recognize.
I don't think I've seen the web series. Like after this is
Each
done,
web series was all character based.
like after this is done, like I can check it out.
Each episode was all character based.
Because this one, like I said, it had Jax, Michael J. White, talking to somebody, and at the end is when we find out that it's Scorpion, which I was like, because he's like clink, and he's not in his ninja getup, and he's just, and at the end his eyes are like, go with Scorpion, like, okay.
chill out, bro. Chill out.
And then there's that quick flash of Sub-Zero where he looks like super badass, but like I said, we got the much anticipated trailer, a Red Band trailer. When was the last time you seen a Red Band trailer? I think the last movie I saw a Red Band trailer for was Good Boys. And even at that wasn't even that good. I didn't like that movie.
Deadpool. For me. For like a movie.
Yeah.
No. Mortal Kombat was the last one.
Oh, that's good. But yeah, like, so, and to some people, the first Mortal Kombat is like still the best video game movie, and it's in honor of the trailer we went back and that's one of the movies we revisited yesterday.
Yeah, I think we still have it available.
And it was pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie, like even though the movie's old, it's still pretty good.
It still holds up. I think it still holds up.
I think it holds up too. Like even with the bad CGI and kind of like.
I mean, if you think about it,
Goro
how
held up
much
pretty well.
really CGI was there? Really, I mean, obviously there was kind of a lot, but I mean, at that time I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. But, I mean, you got Goro, who I think was like almost like a claymation type thing.
His little arm.
Animatronics and maybe like
Yeah.
prosthetics and all that stuff.
And then you had, the real one that you could really tell was Reptile.
Yeah,
the
but then again,
creature.
I think the Reptile and Liu Kang fight is probably the best fight in that movie. In my opinion.
You're jumping ahead, bro.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. You, Joe.
So
Reptile.
So okay, we got the new trailer. First off, what'd you guys think? New trailer, Mortal Kombat.
I woke
Came
up.
out in April 16th.
I woke up, and
We don't need to know
I
your
think.
game,
Oh no!
right?
I think I woke up, and y'all were already awake, and I was like, I was going to Instagram and I saw that it was released. I'm like, oh shit! And I was like, and I put it on my phone. And as soon as that first little scene where it has Jax, trying to, well, not, I'm gonna say fighting, but being attacked by Sub-Zero, and he freezes the bullet, and then like he starts freezing his arm, like what? And I'm like, I was like, what? oh! And I like got up and I like ran to the living room because you know, big old TV. I'm like, I want to put on a big TV.
Screw this. This is already too good to watch on this little screen.
And it's funny because I ran to the living room and you know your wife was working from home in the kitchen, but she was jamming System of the Downs. I'm like, sorry, Rick, I gotta watch them. She goes, oh, it's okay. And I watch them like, man.
Yeah, she's working from home and she's jamming System of a Down and I forgot. I heard something else.
Really? Oh, I said System of the Downs.
Pretty much System.
That was all of it.
But yeah, so I was like, yeah, I loved it. I you know, a lot of stuff in the trailer. What you think about it? I mean, obviously you liked it, but like, what did you like about it? Like, what was your favorite part? Like, you know, what do you think about this new character, Cole? I remember you were talking about like when the character posters came out, you're like, Cole, I don't remember that. I'm like, I don't remember that character either. But apparently he's a new character for this movie, and there's already a lot of speculation about who he is. So, what did you like about the trailer?
Everything. The fatalities that are gonna have in it, especially at the end, was like finish him, and then you see all everyone is dying, and CO Kane was like, oh yeah, I like that.
What a beauty.
And I don't know, it was cool. You know, I love Sub-Zero, but he's like the main villain, main antagonist in the movie.
Looks like he's gonna be like the villain of this movie.
Because it's what's his name? Bayan. Yeah, that's
Who's gonna be main?
That's Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero. Oh, you mean his clan?
No, that's the Lin Kuei clan, but Bayan is his name.
Oh, okay.
And then his brother that was introduced in Annihilation too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's gonna be the main antagonist.
I wonder where
obviously Scorpion's gonna be like the anti-hero of it all.
Well, like there's a lot, like I said, there's already a lot of speculation about who this Cole character is, and like they even show him at one point he's wearing his hands are wrapped and they're orange. So people are like, oh, he's part of I forgot his name of Scorpion's clan, but he's part of that.
Could be a descendant of Scorpion or something.
Yeah, and then there's also that scene where it's that guy. Oh, and I know it's not there was a character in one of the Mortal Kombat games where it's like this drunk guy.
Baraichu.
Yeah, Baraichu. And it looks like him, but just not fat, not drunk. But, you know, he had that dagger on a rope and he's kicking ass. And people are like, oh, is that Scorpion before he, you know, like...
Nah.
But I'm just like, yeah, I don't think so.
What do you mean, the one in the first beginning?
And, yeah, like that guy in the woods and he has that dagger in the rope and he's like...
Yeah, Scorpion.
Yeah, no, this is supposed to be straight up Scorpion.
Yeah,
before he turned to Scorpion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's not going to be another character. Yeah. All right?
What you think?
That's how he started.
I liked it. I just fear that, you know, they gave away too much too soon. I mean that fight with Scorpion and Sub-Zero and, you know, the blood and then him freezing it and catching it. I mean, dude, I was just like, that would have been totally badass to see, like, without even knowing about it. In my opinion. But I mean, the fight scene itself looks great. I'm kind of digging how they're doing their alamanities. Because I don't know if you noticed, Liu Kang formed a dragon in the fire, and I kind of like that Liu Kang's not going to be the main character in this one because I don't think he really was when the first video game first came out.
No, he was a champion.
Yeah, he was just a champion, like, which I never understood why Liu Kang was a champion, like, and everybody always gravitated towards Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Yeah, and
then after that, like, and then he had Reptile, and he had Rain, and then Smoke, and then Cyborg, and Sector. I'm like, oh my god, I love all these characters.
I just bought Mortal Kombat 11 today. So.
I know, and you take your PlayStation home.
Yeah.
I was asking these guys, I'm like, yeah, Mortal Kombat now, and then Steven I think Matthew bought it, and yeah, but he's leaving. I was like, oh, damn.
So yeah, that's my thing on it. I mean, obviously that scene with Scorpion and Jackson, the arms, was like, holy shit, Sub-Zero. That was just like, dude, that's freaking badass. But I mean, my mind's still on Scorpion too. I mean, I like the way they're bringing him out. His costume looks freaking amazing. His little, you know, dagger on the rope thing. Looks way better than what they did for the 1995 movie with the thing coming out of his hand and
that was silly.
And it being a creature. You know, I was like, that was one of the dumbest things I think from the movie. But I mean, other than that, I mean, the trailer looks badass. I can't wait for it. I'm super psyched.
April 16th.
If If you haven't seen the trailer, it is also on our Instagram page. So go check it out, as among as other
Just fun content.
comic book and video game
another trailer
pages.
came out this week or on Sunday. Y'all all forgot about it.
What came on Sunday?
Oh yeah.
The Snyder Cut.
Oh,
Justice League.
Whoops.
There's a Snyder Cut, bro?
Yeah.
What are you saying, bro?
The
Are you
most
sure, bro?
important movie of the year.
Dude, well, honestly, Mortal Kombat, like, just, like, because people were talking about that, you know, Justice League trailer, and up until we got to Mortal Kombat, and everybody's talking about Mortal Kombat. Now, we got new WandaVision, now everybody's talking about WandaVision. It's just like, like, I totally forgot we got Justice League. I thought you were talking about King Kong and Godzilla for a second.
No, but I read somewhere that, you know how in the trailers for Justice League they're always in the square? I think it's like
Aspect ratio.
the aspect ratio that it's going to actually be the movie that's going to have, that's how it's going to be presented in the square.
I don't know. If they do that, it's a stupid thing.
It's only because Zack Snyder wanted it to be like an IMAX and everything, and
Why would they make it small then?
well, that's just the way it's shot, especially with IMAX cameras, to make it fit on the screen.
Well, I mean, you watch Christopher Nolan movies; they fit perfectly on the screen. They're not all, you know.
Yeah, he does a lot of IMAX stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, Tenet was supposed to be IMAX.
Yeah, just expect to watch Justice League on the square.
I hope not, because that's gonna piss a lot of people off. Yeah, people are already complaining about the trailers, and I don't really know why they, you know, I mean, other than what you were saying, but like the reasoning why they're presenting the trailers in that format, that 5:7 aspect ratio, because it's just like.
But Zack Snyder's a filmmaker and he likes it.
He's a film maker.
Just give us the damn movie. It's like, fuck.
Okay, well,
It's been so long.
when we come back from break, we'll you know, we'll talk about that trailer, you know, before we get into.
Mortal Kombat!
Yes, sir. So we'll take a quick break. Probably get some more. Oh, it's a good beers. So.
Yeah.
And welcome back, episode 50, Geekin Drinkin. So yeah, like Matthew was just saying, though, we also got a Justice League trailer, and
The bells have rung.
okay. I mean, it's obviously recorded. These guys already know how much I hate Justice League. Like
yeah. Because after the trailer came out, you took like 3 times to try to watch it.
I was like, I'm trying to watch it, and I remember I turned it on.
You didn't even get past the beginning credits. You're like, nah, I can't.
Nah,
do this.
I was because y'all were upstairs playing the game, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try watching this. And I was like,
Harry Cavill's.
And like I look at the mustache, and I look at the sink with the dishes. I'm like, dishes it is.
Yeah. At first it was you couldn't even get past the opening scene with Superman on the phone.
We were watching it in the theaters. In theater, I was like,
dude, that was
me and you when it was in.
yeah.
That was probably one of the worst theater experiences I ever had.
I was like,
I was supposed to go with y'all to see that movie, and then my car broke down, so I was like stranded for hours. Paid like an arm and a leg for a new battery. Finally got my car to run. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go watch the movie. I'm frustrated. I'm still gonna go watch the movie. I went by myself and I bought another ticket, and I was just like, I hate my life.
I should have just gone home.
Well, I had your ticket, so I was able to get the refund for it.
Oh, okay. Nope. Just like the GoPro died.
Nice.
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 Oh well. We still got this one. Oh, this one's it? No, I'm just kidding.
This one's it too. This is audio now.
No, don't do that. He hates that. He's this is too good. There's no bars.
No bars missing there? Okay.
I'm optimistic about this movie, though. Justice League.
Yeah, so
excited.
I'm excited
for
about
it being a whole different movie, basically.
I mean, the thing that got me, you know, like that.
4 hours of Justice League.
That's gonna be kind of crazy. I mean, but granted, like if it's good, then it may not be so bad. But like, you know, if it's kind of like rough, I'm like.
But I don't know, dude, because it's gonna be 4 freaking hours, dude.
For 2.5 hours more of movie. 2 hours more of movie.
Yeah, because the first one's short. But of course, like the thing that got me, you know, obviously I'm a big Joker lover, was, you know, at the end we get the return of Jared Leto as Joker minus all the tattoos. I got this one too early. I'm just kidding. But yeah, you know, he has the long hair because he just finished filming The Little Things, which we also saw. I know.
Oh yeah.
I know you didn't like it.
Yeah.
I liked it, you know. But yeah, he has the long hair, and you know he's still doing that creepy voice, and you know and then not finally, but we get him and Batman interacting. And the only reason I say not finally because they kind of did interact, not face to face, but they were, you know, Batman was chasing him and Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad.
We live in a society.
We live in a society.
And the internet's just going crazy about that for some. I mean, I know why now. It's a line from Seinfeld where Jerry he's in the line somewhere and someone cuts him and he's all like, "We live in a society," and he starts going off, and that's like one of the first memes that was created, and like they had Jerry and the meme painted as the Joker.
All because of the Joker.
Yeah, and then people
Joker.
And then people wanted Joaquin Phoenix the Joker to say
what do you get when you take a mentally ill person in a society?
Yeah. So yeah, that's why the internet was going crazy over that line. But I mean, like I said, I like
Academy Award already. Give it all.
I mean, what do you? I mean, are you excited about it? I mean, other than the 4 hour.
I was a little underwhelmed
By the trailer.
Yeah, a lot underwhelmed.
We'll get Martian Manhunter.
But I mean,
Green Lantern.
I mean,
We got Granny Goodness.
Again, I'm hoping. I mean, that's probably the only thing I did like was
Dark Side.
Granny Goodness.
And who's the other guy?
And Assad.
I'm a sad.
Oh my God.
Assad.
And in the original Justice League, Steppenwolf was like, Mother sent me. I was like, no, Steppenwolf sent you.
I hated that.
No. Darkseid sent you.
Mother. I'm just like, shut up. Like, I hate that movie so much.
But I'm just hoping that a lot of the stuff that we got was just kind of like the way the Russo brothers did for Endgame. That, you know, what they showed in the trailer was only like the first, like,
yeah,
I would say
minutes of it, and then...
I don't know how you're going to fit 4 hours of a movie in a 2-minute trailer.
Yeah, no, I understand, but I'm just saying, like, I hope they didn't give away, like, some of the good stuff. I'm hoping there's going to be a lot of, like...
We're for sure getting more Batman nightmare scenes.
Yeah. And supposedly there's going to be 2 or 3 scenes with the new Joker. I mean, with Jared Leto Joker returning. It's the nightmare scene what we saw in the trailer. And there's another one where he's, like, in Arkham. But, like I said, you know...
Dudes, I don't care what y'all say. I'm just going to put it out there. Ben Affleck's like my second favorite Batman.
Yeah, he plays a good Batman.
He plays a good Batman. I just don't like him in Justice League. He looks so sad in that movie. I love him in Batman v Superman. He's probably one of the best things about that movie.
Maybe the only thing that made me excited about him in Justice League was the beginning where he's in Gotham. But even then, I was kind of cheesy and corny.
Yeah. I mean, you know who the guy is? The one that he was...
yes. From Mindhunter.
Josh Whedon.
Fight Club.
Josh Whedon all over it.
Yeah.
But
we also canceling Josh Whedon too, so.
Dude, what was I gonna say? I really wish he would have got his Batman movie.
Like, Josh Whedon just butchered that movie. I will forever stand by that. Like, Josh... I love Avengers and I love Age of Ultron, and, you know... But Josh Whedon is just a terrible human.
But I mean,
yeah,
Marvel, the MCU is way different from what the DCEU should have been. I mean, DC is more like, for me, dark than Marvel ever was.
Yeah.
So that's what.
That's why, like, I know too, like, because it gave a much darker tone. And I was like, and I remember when after Batman v Superman came out,
like, nah.
And then we got the Comic-Con trailer for Suicide Squad, and that was like, oh, I remember, that was a time to be alive because that was so exciting. I was like, oh my God, like, dude, this is so cool. And then the movies came out. And
no one's crying like they did when Justice League released the Ayer cut.
Yeah, and that's another too. People were like, release the Ayer cut. I'm like, can we not do this anymore? Like,
we spent 2 years doing Justice League.
Get this one, and
I mean,
right, Justice came out in 2017.
Maybe not do an Ayer cut, just maybe a director's cut. We just put a little bit more Joker in it. Maybe like that would be cool, you know, because you know like the director's cut. They just kind of like stick in a little bit more extra scenes in there. You know?
Well, like with Batman v Superman, the Ultimate Edition, it's like 3 hours, and like
it's all it shows is Superman's ass. No, Batman's ass.
Batman does, yeah.
And no, but it did add some like I watched the Ultimate Cut and it added a lot more
content
to it.
Yeah,
Like a lot more character, like side characters before like the explosion at the Capitol.
Yeah.
Same thing with the well, I'm going to Marvel, but like Deadpool 2, the extended cut. You know,
there's like 3 cuts of that movie. There's the regular, the extended, and there's a PG-13 cut.
Yeah, the PG.
which I've never even bothered watching that one. Like I always wanted to just for the Fred Savage scenes, but I'm just like, like do you really want to watch a watered down Deadpool? You know, like
I mean, might as well see how it's gonna be when it comes to the MCU. Which even though they still say it's gonna be rated R, but I think they're gonna cut out a lot of the gore and you know, maybe tone them down a little bit. But what will probably keep it rated R is the
F-bombs.
The F-bombs.
I guess Disney Plus is gonna be like how Birds of Prey was. How it wasn't too gory or like just had some blood.
I've been meaning to watch that again.
Like just a lot of
That's
F-bombs.
another one that was good, but was also disappointing at the same time, and had a lot of potential with the characters they had.
I just like Ian McGregor as Black Man.
I did too, but I wish I would have gotten more Black Mask, like
him in Black Mask.
Yeah, him in Black Mask, or maybe like a, you know, burnt, fucked up face or something. You know, like because I mean he was always about his looks. So it would have made sense for him to get all fucked up, and you know.
I love how they have the character. What's his name? He's
Victor Zsasz.
Yeah, Zsasz. I love how they have him in that movie. Like, oh, like people don't even know who he is, and he's
I just thought too that Ewan McGregor really had a good time with the character, because it's just like that part where you know he makes him kill the family, and then he's gonna let the little girl live. It's kind of fucked up, but he's like,
is that a snot
is
bubble?
that a snot bubble? Ew.
Kill her too.
I gotta watch that movie.
It's like, oh, dude, like that's fucked up.
So yeah, we got the Justice League trailer, and you know.
Yeah, that was there too.
We're excited, but Mortal Kombat.
I'm excited.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat, man.
It's a month away. Come on.
So
yeah, but I mean, Justice League is a summer away. I mean, isn't that coming out? Wait.
No, it's coming out in March.
Oh, it is coming out in March.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was coming out in July.
Yeah, March.
March. We were in 2 big movies in March.
Really? Oh yeah.
Oh, and I know we talked about it, and this is totally off subject, but we haven't mentioned March, but remember
we saw Squad.
Remember how we talked last episode about there being rumors of a secret WandaVision episode, another one. After the show airs, there's gonna be like a behind the scenes making of like episodes, like I guess little, you know, how they do the little documentary things, like how they did with Mandalorian. It's gonna be like that. That's gonna be the bonus episode.
Oh.
So it's just like a making of, you know.
Man.
Yeah, but.
And I heard too, like, but I guess it got debunked with this episode coming out, that the last 3 were gonna be an hour long. This one was
only 30 minutes.
I know.
40 minutes long.
I was like, I don't want to look at the time, and you like put the time, like, oh no. So like the time I'm watching, I'm just like, it's gonna end soon. It's gonna end soon. I'm gonna be so mad.
But we'll stop it. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. But
Godzilla vs. Kong. Another great movie.
Did we talk about that last time?
No,
we didn't.
because it came out. Did we? I don't even remember.
So fucked up, brah. You know what I'm talking about, brah?
I know, like the whole speculation of Godzilla vs. Kong was, how was a lizard with fucking atomic breath gonna go up against a monkey, giant ape, and then you just see Kong with an axe, just like absorbing the energy. It's like, oh.
And that too, like I remember I saw that the part with the axe. I was like, wait, what? But what it is,
it's part of the spikes.
It's part of the spikes. I was like, oh, that makes like, much more sense.
It's absorbing it, and then
I was like, oh, that's smart. But
and of course, Monarch is helping Kong more than Godzilla. But
if it is Godzilla, speculation time.
It's not.
I mean, everybody knows.
Mechagodzilla.
I mean, I'm really excited for it. You know, I loved
and they kind of
King of the Monsters, but I mean, it's always gonna. Pretty much everyone's already speculated how this is gonna go, which way it's gonna go. They're gonna fight at first and then team up
to defeat.
Spoilers.
Mecha.
So is
Mechagodzilla.
Is it Mega or Mecha?
Mecha.
Okay.
And you even see some like little hints and nods in the trailer.
Especially right in the beginning, you see something.
Like when you see like the little, and then there's like a computer when it shows like one of the characters, and you see like Godzilla's form, but it doesn't look like Godzilla. It looks like a robot, a mecha.
A fembot. Oh my God, Vanessa, you're a fembot.
You're the only one that ever showed me true love. Wait a tick. I'm single again.
Gets a little hand. Oh. Austin Powers, you don't know that, but yeah, and King of Monsters, we all know I fell asleep to it.
I still can't believe you fell asleep to that, dude.
Really?
Yes.
Ghidorah and Godzilla fighting it off.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, I was watching it the other day, and he's like, "Wow, I
Wow.
don't remember any of this." So I was just like, "Dude."
I mean, the movie looks amazing.
Wow.
Like the visuals and the special effects are awesome. The whole like human. I'm just like, I don't care about the humans. Like, I love you, Millie Bobby Brown, but can you not, like?
Can we just not?
At least it had more
Thanks.
more clear monster fights.
See, the thing is, I prefer the Godzilla to 2016 Godzilla. Like,
And I defended that movie too. I like it.
I love that movie. I think that movie's awesome.
But I saw some of the fight scenes like,
Where
where are
Oh,
they?
look, there's a leg. There's a leg.
It
Is that an eye? I can't tell.
It was real Cloverfield-esque, like there's stuff
Yeah.
going on, but you can't really see it. That's what kind of like leads
Even
for
like,
me.
even the enemy monsters look like the
Yeah, they
Cloverfield
do.
monster.
And I was just like, okay, like I like this because it's like I don't know, to me it adds that suspense factor to it. I'm just like, oh, like this is kind of how we would see
every
it.
time Godzilla will go out, door closes, or,
Yeah.
or it's on the TV, or
And Wanda Maximoff and Pietro came out in that movie, and they were married, which is weird.
that is true, and then we don't ever hear from them again.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they were just kind of a one-off character. I mean,
Brian Cranston.
I hated that they killed him. Though. I hated that. I hated that.
That was terrible.
I actually forgot he was in that movie.
Yeah, because
He was like
dies at the beginning.
He was in all the promotion too. Like
You didn't even get to see Godzilla.
Yeah.
He's like, oh.
But I will agree with Steven though. That movie has one of the best scenes ever, which is the skydiving scene.
Oh, yeah.
But not only because it looks good, but the music is so like, just like oh, and then like they're floating, and like again, like you see the perspective of him in his goggles, and that's when you see Godzilla like fighting, and like, they're still falling. Like oh man, like don't get hit, and then like oh.
I like calm. Just go on there.
I like that one.
It was entertaining. I'll
It's funny.
say
It's funny.
it was to me like the way X-Men Apocalypse was to some. People didn't like it, but it had some of its entertaining parts in it.
Not Dark Phoenix.
No,
Dark Phoenix is
we don't
terrible.
talk about that.
We don't talk about The Last Stand.
Yeah. There's one scene from Kong that always appears on like Twitter or Instagram saying like, this is like, and it's the most funniest scene when it's not supposed to be the most funniest scene. Can you guys guess which one it is?
I'm trying to think. The funny thing is it like where that guy has the you missed it. You're cooking. It's with that guy. He's like, I'm gonna be a hero, and he's like,
you go home, and he's like, come on,
like,
and then Moss is like, wait,
like he was gonna eat him, and it just smacks him down, and
And
then not only that, like starts him down, and he like hits the mountain, and it blows up. Just like oh my god.
And a lot of people are like, this is one of the most useless sacrifices ever. Like a lot of people laugh because of it too.
Oh, see,
And Samuel Jackson was just so Samuel Jackson in that movie.
Like you motherfucker.
yeah.
Like some of the characters that I really liked in the movie, I'm glad that they were able to survive.
John C. Reilly.
Yeah.
I'm so glad he saw his family again. That was so touching.
It's funny because all three, well, not all three, but 3 of the 5 NWA members.
Oh
were
yeah,
in
yeah.
the movie.
I'll tell you. Remember, it was the guy who played Eazy-E and the guy who played Dr. Dre and
Yeah.
who else?
The guy who played Ice Cube too.
Oh yeah.
That's his son.
Oh yeah,
Ice Cube's
he's in King of Monsters.
Yeah, he's in the Kingdom of Monsters. So
Yeah.
they all exist in the MonsterVerse, even though
Skull Island's like a prequel. Well, not prequel, but like takes place in the 80s, 90s.
70s.
70s.
Oh,
It
well,
took
sure.
place after the Vietnam
Way
War.
off.
Samsonite. Way off.
But yeah, you know, we're losing one part, but yeah, like I said, I like Godzilla. I like Kong Skull Island.
I like how this monster verse is like just the low key verse. They don't like force anything, but
Because
it all
But
ties
I think
together.
they're really gonna I think in Kong, Godzilla versus Kong, I think they're really gonna force things into it. I mean, they're
For
kind of
what?
already.
What's gonna go after that? This is what they're all building to anyway.
yeah, I think that's kind of what they're building to. Everybody wants to see this.
Yeah. And this is like, oh, this is eventually gonna lead to Godzilla versus Kong.
And it's so weird. Like again, I told you, like, you know, if I told you a couple years ago, oh yeah, like check out
We are
this,
so getting.
check out this trailer for Kong and Godzilla, you'd be like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you know, it's just it's crazy to think like, man, we're actually getting this. Like, you know, like you mentioned earlier, like you mentioned sometime during this video, like I'm tired of living through historical events. It's just like it's just like.
We're getting the Snyder cut.
I know.
Kong versus Godzilla.
Mortal Kombat.
A new Mortal Kombat movie.
WandaVision is doing things that we never thought that they would ever do.
Even though a lot of these theories are outrageous, out of whack.
I'm glad that in this new episode we'll talk about later, but I'm glad that one theory just kind of like, it's not what you think it is at all. So.
We're gonna take a break.
Yeah, we can take a break. And we're back. After, I mean, for you guys, it was a couple seconds. For us, it's been about 30 minutes.
Sorry.
Editing.
Yeah.
So yeah, episode 50. I can't even do it. This is episode 50, man. I mean,
It only took us 2 years to get here, but
yeah, right. But yeah, no, I started kind of like, you know, slowly making some moves as far as getting some more brewery episodes. So I know Black Lab is interested, Back on Turn's interested. So, you know,
I know Adam. We've reached out to Adam again, see if they wanted to do another interview. They said the brewmaster there said that he's on board. Just, you know, just find time and let him know.
They're doing a lot of big things over there. A lot of big, giant tank things.
Yeah, I saw that on their Instagram.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you know that's what you guys like about this show, you know, stay tuned for that. You know, we're gonna get those, you know, kind of, you know, up and rolling. You know, there's no stopping this COVID stuff, you know, and it doesn't look like it's going away anytime soon. So, you know, you have to just kind of adapt where you can, you know. So that's what we're gonna do, you know, social distancing, you know, face masks and all that stuff. So, you know, we gotta do what we're gonna do.
But we have to drink beers at the brewery through straws. We'll do it.
So at the top of this episode, you know, when we got into some trailers, you know, the plan was to kind of talk about Mortal Kombat 95, but I mean, other than saying that it still holds up to this day, and I still enjoy watching it.
And I'll agree with you what you said earlier that the Liu Kang reptile fight is one of the best fights, if not the best fight in the movie.
So, you know, it's a good movie, but. Moving on. Matthew has another beer.
Different beers. This is another one from Black Lab again, called Love is in the Ale, which also fits with the next conversation. WandaVision, because they're so in love.
And last episode we had the Hackberry Pale Ale from Black Laboratory. This is essentially that, but with strawberry and hibiscus and rose hips. So it's pale ale, you know, and you know, like I said, it's. We're gonna call it.
I really enjoyed that pale ale, so I'm really excited how this one's gonna.
And you know, like, and I know Carbach's not so much a craft beer company, but they did have this. They started off as it, but you know, they got bought out. But anyway,
I still drink it.
They have this strawberry beer, and we've always joked about it because of Beer Fest, but if that beer is not good, it is good. Like, that strawberry beer is so good, so I'm pretty psyched.
That one is good, but my favorite strawberry beer is from Shiner. That one's so good. So, but it's so good, but it's so bad at the same time because it's like I finish it so quick.
Of course, this is another one I tried before. It's delicious.
So pretty when I drink it. Ooh. I'm not sure if I smell the soft serve or it's the. I think I still smell the soft serve.
You can taste the strawberry and the. You can taste the hibiscus too.
You can smell the strawberry in it.
Smooth.
Oh God.
You don't get that pale ale kick.
You get that strawberry.
Yeah, it's.
And the floralness and the roses and the
I
hibiscus.
don't get so much of the floralness. I mean, it's definitely there. You can definitely taste something, but it's not like so overpowering like in some IPAs where you get that kind of floral,
that aroma.
that, that aroma in it.
Mm-hmm.
But this one's really good. I mean, again, their Hackberry Pale Ale was so good. It is so good. I hope they continue making that one. But I mean, this one is just as good. And pale ales. Some pale ales are kind of real rough to drink. They're almost as close as drinking an IPA, at least in my opinion.
Some.
And some. But this one actually goes down really smooth that you wouldn't even think it's a pale ale.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't get that kick at the end. Usually when you drink a pale ale or a strong pale ale or IPA, not a juicy IPA, but
What does this
IPA.
one come in at?
6.
I just looked at it, 6.7.
0.7.
So yeah, that means it's higher than this one. And this one's actually really good. And we didn't mention it earlier, but this is from Real Ale Brewing Co. here in Texas.
And this one's actually really good. Like you know me, guys. Like, I've always said it. I'm not an IPA guy.
Okay.
Hazy IPA,
Stouts.
juicy.
He's always said that, but I think lately I think now he is an IPA
Yeah,
guy.
I think now.
Now you a shotgun one.
Yeah, I probably would.
because a couple nights ago, our buddy Mike from Houston, shout out, he brought us a bunch of beers and everything, and we drank them. The last ones we had were some stouts, and they've been sitting in the fridge for a while. I was like, and like I said, I'm definitely not a stout guy. So he drank one, came in like at 10%.
Oh, it was strong.
And next morning you woke up, you're like, that one was rough.
Yeah, there was one that he brought in
Martin House?
It's from Martin House. No, it wasn't from Martin House.
That one was.
Was it?
Yeah, that one was.
That big black one.
Oh, the big one, no, not the big
right,
black one, no. That one was like a collab with different breweries.
Yeah, that one was really strong.
It's like it was called a pastry stout.
And that's what kind of like it took me by surprise because it said pastry stout, and so I tried it. I was like thinking that maybe it was gonna be a little sweet or something. Nah, dude, it was just straight up. Like, man, that's what I said. It was rough, man. It fucked me up. But the other two that I tried, one from Martin House, which was like a peanut butter and a powdered sugar with Chex and chocolate. That one was really good. That one was real tasty. And then there was another one that we tried from 11 Below.
Yeah.
And that one was just a chocolate milk stout.
Yeah, that one was called Negative Space.
Yeah, the Negative Space. That one was really good. It was a little rough, but it was still good.
Puppy Chow was the Martin House one.
Yeah, the Puppy Chow was the Martin House one. And then, but the other one, man, I should have taken a picture of it. That one was really rough, dude.
And then,
of course, the other one that we tried that I really liked was from Texas Beer Co., the chocolate strawberry
the
stout.
King Crackle Strawberry Chocolate Stout.
Yeah.
Which, again, like, I'm not a stout guy, but that one I put in the freezer, got nice and cold, poured in a glass, and I drank it before it got hot.
Well, that one we put in the in the snow too, and it got really really nice and cold, and oh god, it was so delicious.
Yeah, and shout out to JD, and everybody at Texas Beer Co.
You guys are staying safe as well.
So, got some beer, and at the top of the episode we mentioned that we're gonna jump into just full on spoilers from WandaVision. So as of today, we got episode 7.
Yes.
Episode 7. So if you're not caught episode 7, if you haven't watched it yet, pause us. Go watch episode 7. It's not that long. 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
And it's and at that, it doesn't feel like 30 minutes because the show is so good. And then come back and listen to us
and enjoy
talk
this
about
with
the show.
about the spoilers.
And don't forget your beer. We'll give you about 2 seconds to go get your beer.
I say the one thing I like about this is you get a nice aftertaste of it.
Yeah, it's really good. You got your beer? Okay, cool.
Go on.
WandaVision episode 7, and this one, it's still following the tropes of
kick-ass
of sitcoms, and we're now in the 2000s, I guess, sitcom era.
Because last 2010.
Last episode we talked about episode.
The last one we talked about, we didn't talk about the Halloween episode.
Okay, so we got to the review, right? The reveal. Yes, of Quicksilver. I think we did, but yeah, we didn't talk about the Halloween one. And last week's episode 6 was set as a '90s Malcolm in the Midwest,
I
comic.
think that was one of my favorites.
Yeah, because just like the intro kind of took me back, and then like it started with the kids just talking. I'm like, I could dig this. This is pretty funny. But
it was really funny, dude. Even with all of them, like we keep rewatching them no matter what. And just because they're that entertaining, but like the songs are real catchy too.
Listen to the lyrics too. Like they always say something like we're making this up as we go along, or like we don't know what's gonna happen next. It's just like they're just teasing us.
It's like, or is it all an illusion?
yeah. And
it's cool how like not this one, but last week's just brought out Speed and Witkin.
Wiccan. And it's funny because like the kids are dressed up in Halloween costumes, and Steven right at the back was like the kid who's Wiccan. I think it's Tommy. Tommy's
Billy.
Okay, Billy. Yeah. Billy. Because like Tommy is hanging out with his uncle, Pietro, Evan Peters, Quicksilver. So they go get costumes and they're in the vintage Quicksilver outfits. So right at the back, you're like, oh, it's Speed. If from the comics, Speed because Wanda's children do have powers, and one of them is Speed and the other one is Wiccan. But the other kid had a costume, and everybody's like, is it just like Doctor Strange? And Steven's like, I think it's Doctor Strange. I'm like, I don't know.
No,
but
dress as his Wiccan.
Well, no, yeah. I mean, I never really like followed too much into those comic books, like where the whole, she had the kid. I knew that she did in comic books, but I just didn't ever really pay attention to it, and like how their costumes were. So like, but the only reason why I just straight up, thought Doctor Strange was because we had just saw in game. Not too long ago, and then plus of the fact that this is supposed to lead into the multiverse madness, and I mean Doctor Strange obviously wears the dark blue, and his cloak is red, but I mean he doesn't have a banana though.
I know it was a reference to like obviously both their costumes.
Yeah,
Wiccan had the same get up.
Yeah. Which I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, that was awesome. That was really, really cool. And
I enjoyed last week's episode. I love Elizabeth Olsen, and just her in the vintage Scarlet Witch, costume melted my heart. But
calm down there, boy.
But like also because the progression of the show, it's really good. Last week's episode, it was good, but it wasn't as good as some other ones have been. It was if you had to say which episodes were filler, I would say that's probably one of them. Even though we do find out, even the filler episodes, we find out a lot.
Like, I mean, even though for filler, I think it's just a filler because of the fact that
nothing huge happened.
In episode 5, the big reveal was at the end was her brother. So then I guess it being a filler just to kind of fill in the holes of like, okay, why? Because she's even questioning it, and then she's even like asking him questions, and he even points out, "You're testing me," like yeah, okay. Obviously, there's something going on, and she's kind of like now noticing it too because she's like, "Why do you look different?"
And it's one of the first times we get like because he's like, we all know if you don't know if you haven't watched Age of Ultron, her Aaron Taylor Johnson played Quicksilver, and he died in that movie by getting shot by Ultron. So it was funny to see him. He goes, one minute I'm getting shot in the street like it's like some chump, and the next minute I hear you calling me like, wait, what? Like, so it's just so weird.
One of the things I really loved that it points out as well is
oh yes
is in episode 6 is like again she's like questioning him, and she's like, what happened to your accent? And he's like, really quick, what happened to yours? It's like,
because that's like been the one thing everybody's always kind of have to complain about Wanda, is that her accent in the movies slowly goes away. And in this show, it starts coming back. And then, like, for them just to question way out loud, like, where's yours?
But it happens, though. I'm not going to lie. It does really happen because I have a friend, you know him. We stayed at their house in Dallas. he's from Boston, but he's also lived in Hawaii, so he's got this mixed accent, Boston and Hawaiian. But then he's also been living in Texas pretty much his whole life. So now his like accents are like going away and now becoming like a little bit more Texan. So it's like he's like, yeah, man, I go and visit my parents and they start questioning me like, what happened to your accent? And it's like, what do you mean? Like,
what do you mean? I got smart pack.
But I mean, you can still kind of tell because some of the things he says, it sounds a little different from the way we pronounce stuff. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, so like I said, it just it does kind of happen. Like you lived in a certain area or been around certain people that you start kind of picking up their I guess their tone, I guess, but whatever.
Whatever.
So episode 6, and even I said even at that, like, even if this was considered a filler episode, we still find out quite a bit, like, and a lot of stuff does happen. Of course, the episode ends with Wanda, expanding the hex, and absorbing the sword little
sword base.
Yeah, sword base that they set up and turn them all into clowns, and
then not only another thing, but it also I kind of feel it debunks another theory of what people thought, because I don't know if you guys were reading stuff before the show came on.
Silly theories.
But that I already knew Evan Peters was going to be in the show. I just didn't know how he was going to be represented in the show. And so with that, it's like,
oh, he's Fox Quicksilver.
They're like, oh, that's how they're going to introduce the X-Men into into the MCU. And it's like, no.
No.
I think
it's a recast.
Because she sees her brother dead.
Yeah.
Just like the way she saw
Vision.
And so that kind of, like, when we saw Vision dead, everyone declared, okay, so yes, he is dead.
He's dead.
So we see Quicksilver dead, so it's got to be, yes,
he isn't another Quicksilver. No, he's a Quicksilver that died.
Yeah.
He just looks different.
Why does he look different? We don't know.
Which was this other silly theory. Maybe we'll have another discussion about all the theories.
Maybe like after the final episode, we can kind of like throw in everything that what everyone thought, and then talk about the whole outcome of everything.
How's supposed to be multiple seasons of this show?
I think I thought this was a limited series. I thought most of these Marvel shows are limited series.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be limited, kind of like Ahsoka.
Kind of good.
Yeah, because I don't think they can go any further.
Like Kenobi.
Because like we all know that that this is supposed to lead right into Doctor Strange 2. So like, and I'm just like, with the way Marvel does things, or the MCU does things, like either we're gonna get a post-credit scene or the last episode's gonna bring in Doctor Strange. I think we're gonna see Doctor Strange make at least some sort of appearance in this at the end of this series.
And I feel like actors are throwing off like, oh, it's been an actor they want to work with my whole life.
Yeah.
No, it's Benedict Cumberbatch, Doctor Strange.
And which would be cool because this would be the second movie that, aside from Infinity War and Endgame, but the second movie that Doctor Strange appears in outside of his movie, which is Thor Ragnarok, and he appeared in that movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. With his yellow gloves.
And that's what I was saying, because we were watching Ragnarok the other day, and I was like, oh, this is the only time they ever show him with his yellow gloves, like his full get up, like from the comics.
But I love it because he's just doing all the magic like nothing. Like he's just like, your hair.
He's like, fills it up.
I was saying, Eddie, I go, I like that he gives him the beer and especially in the big ass 32 ass mug, because I have those mugs. But
it looks so light.
But it's like, I would have done like a dark beer,
right? Like
like a Bach or
it's like an L.
It's L. Like an L.
It's mead.
So, but anyways, that's whatever. So yeah, I guess you could say episode 6 was a filler. Another line in episode 6 too was because Vision is investigating.
Yeah, he's way more suspicious than ever.
And
he's like, this is sus. This is all sus.
Yeah. So like, that was kind of creepy, and I kind of felt bad for that lady. Like when he gets to that kind of like getting closer to the edge of town, and everyone's like barely moving, and there's that one
they're glitching out.
Yeah, not really glitching out, because like I think like
The further they are,
she's not gonna worry about, you know. But you know, the closer they are, you know, they obviously have to be more interactive. But there's that lady, dude. Like she's just there, and then like
it's a subtle tear.
Just a subtle tear just coming out because like you know that Norm, you know when Vision, you know.
And it's probably one of my favorite.
Unglamored him. That's the term I'm using. You know, like he's like, oh, it hurts, you know, this and that, and like get her out of here, and like I guess you could just see that.
I also love that line. It's also in episode 5 where Vision tells Wanda, he goes, I unearthed his suppressed consciousness and spoke to him free of your oversight. And I'm just like, oh god, like he's so good. Like, oh, but
I think in episode 5 we saw some of the best acting, not only from Vision, but like you said, from the guy that plays Norm.
Yeah, because it just snaps back into it. So you're telling me, like, oh, look at this guy, like, who are you? Like, give him some more credit. So here we are, you know, episode 7 just came out. And like I said, you know, it's Modern Family, you know, the intro was more of The Office. The music, you know.
Yeah, I told you, you could really tell the tone of it was Office.
And it got a lot of people worried too because like it just said Wanda, 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 and there's no lyrics.
And then even my wife was like, "No, it's just Wanda."
It's like Wanda and Vision.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, okay, thank God." And you know, it's basically okay. Like the way the episode starts off, she's in her bed. She's like, "Oh, you know, we all have those moments where your anger and everything gets the best of you, and you expand the borders of your make believe, whatever." And then she's just like in her bed, and she like kind of thinks it over, like, and she's just like, "Oh," and she covers herself. If I hadn't had many mornings like that after drinking the night before, I'm like laying in bed
last night,
and I'm just like, "Oh God, did I do that?" Like, so I'm just like, I get you. Especially because this morning I woke up all hungover. I'm like, I get you.
Oh, so you're really drunk, huh?
That's not. I was wasted.
I wasn't even drunk.
Well, I was drinking for a while. So, but anyway, so like you know, and then the kids, you know, like they notice the shit going on, and you know, Billy's like, "Mom, I hear like
I hear voices.
It's just noisy. Like I don't know." And
she's like, "Sleep."
Yeah. And then, you know, we start seeing her, she's losing her grip on, you know, her reality. Like, it's like, you know, she's losing somewhat control of everything because, you know, she has the milk and it's a carton. And then, like, it just turns into a glass milk that you would see, like, in, the 50s or 60s. And then, like, you know, the video games the boys are playing, like, it goes from a Wii to a GameCube to an Atari, and then it goes to Uno cards.
Yeah, Uno cards. And going back to what you were saying with Billy, that he's saying like his head hurts and he hears all the voices, like they're all loud. I really love that because once we get into that part, it like set something up. So it's like awesome.
I'm trying to think what you're saying, but
it's in the episode. We'll get to it.
So and then oh yeah, I know your time. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, so and then of course, good old neighbor Agnes. You know,
good old JR.
Good old JR. You know, she pops right in. You know, always coming in. You know, at the right moment, like Vision said, like with the exact thing that we need, whatever. And she's like, she sees Wanda's exhausted and just kind of like losing her shit, and she's like, you know what, let me take the kids. And then like she just looks at the camera weird. She goes, don't worry, I won't bite.
He's like, I actually bit a kid before.
I was like, that was like first time, like okay, like because last episode, you know, we had Vision confront Agnes at the city limits of Wanda's border, and she's like frozen, and like it seems like she's also trapped too. But
that's when I kind of mentioned something like, okay, wait a minute, why is she way the hell out there? And then even Vision said something like, you got lost in the town that you grew up in.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, she didn't get lost. She's following him because like.
All right, guys, we're back. Sorry about that. You know, when technology isn't your friend, what are you gonna do? You know, what are you gonna do? But you know, of course, we were just just talking about WandaVision episode 6 and episode 7. So I think I don't even know where we're at.
Now we're going straight up into episode 7 from here, because at this point, Vision tried getting out, he couldn't get out, he started tearing apart. Billy senses this and finally uses his powers when he stopped his brother. And
then
Wanda's kind of like,
expands the barriers.
Like, stops everybody and then, like, expands the barrier because of everything that Billy is describing to her, like what he sees and stuff.
So, yeah, I mean, then like, we jump into this episode and,
So pretty much a lot of the sword people got sucked into it.
including Darcy.
Including Darcy Lewis, Kat, played by Kat Dennings.
So then, like, I also like to how this episode picks up because, obviously, Vision was, he collapsed to the floor, he's being torn apart, and the barrier expands, and he kind of, he's back in the barrier. So this episode, kind of really just takes place after that, like,
Which is weird because it's straight up right after, takes place right after episode 6, but in a different time period. Because again, we're going into the different time periods, 50s, 60s, 70s.
Now you got Wanda, kind of doing the office thing or the mockumentary or the talking heads, what they like to call, they're just kind of sitting there, talking.
Office, but more of the Modern Family style.
Yeah. And like I said, we get Vision when he wakes up and he's just like, he sees the carnival and he runs into Darcy and he's like, you don't remember me? But she's like, obviously she's in the hex, she's under someone's control. And I'm not going to say Wanda no more because, we don't know now. But,
well, I mean, she did expand the cube, so it could still be her, but we don't know.
And so,
I don't know.
There's just so much.
I know. And then you get some good interactions with Vision and Darcy, and like, Darcy's she's no stranger to talking to superheroes, and obviously she, interacted with Thor a lot, and so it just kind of, it doesn't really faze her, she's just like, and
he, at this point, like, everyone in the world is just used to it now.
Yeah. And and of course Vision, he what's the thing you like to say?
He unglamored her.
He unglamored her. And
she's like,
And the thing is with her, like, she's not.
I get that from the Harry Potter reference. I use that term in one episode. And he's like, "Why do you say it like that?" I go, "Because Harry Potter." I don't know how else to put it.
And so and the thing is, she's not scared because she knows what's going on. So she's just like, she kind of wakes up, kind of snaps out. She goes, "Oh, that was the worst. I don't like that. I guess the feeling that she had under the spell." And then so you see, you get them, and she kind of just gives him like a crash course, like, yeah, you died. Wanda killed you, but she had to. And then he's like, oh. And then she's like, yeah, but then the big bad guy, Thanos,
the big bad guy, reverse time,
and
killed you again.
Yeah, yeah.
So I died twice.
and then she's all like, and then she had to watch, and she's like,
ooh. So I died twice.
So this is like Vision getting kind of like,
yeah, he looked at the camera, was like, oh.
Yeah, he's like getting context. Is like, okay, like, and he's just like, like, I never knew how much Wanda suffered before Westview, and now I know. Just like, And then Agnes, takes the kids off Wanda's hands, and Wanda's just kind of, I'm fine, I'm fine, but like she's just losing her grip on her reality. The TV's turned into no TV.
Like everything is changing.
Yeah, everything's changing. And she's like, she has to kind of change it all back.
She's like, stop it.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know how to stop this.
And it one of the weird things too is like, because like I said, the mockumentary thing, like, and it's always been a question, like, when they're sitting there and they're doing these little interviews, like, who are they talking? I mean, The Office is kind of,
who are we talking to behind this camera? Yeah.
Like The Office.
The Office played with it.
Ultimately,
the
played
last
with it.
season.
Parks and Rec really didn't, and Modern Family never really explained it why.
Yeah,
but
it was just.
You have someone. She's kind of like, she says something, and you hear her voice. Are you sure it's not? This isn't.
Like, are you sure this is not what you deserve?
Yeah, like
it's like, what? Like, you're not supposed to talk right now.
Yeah, we're like, wait, what?
Who you weren't supposed to talk?
Which, I wonder why it's a dude. I don't know. It's like, I wonder if that has any.
It would have been funny if it was the same actor that played the camera guy or the sound guy from The Office, the Russ from Silicon Valley.
Fucking put him on, put him on.
And that was silly. that whole thing with The Office.
Yeah, it was.
I was like, come on, it was all mysterious, and then you're gonna be like, hold up, the sound guy.
Of all people, the sound guy. Nah. So anyway, going back to Wanda. Yeah. So at this point, obviously Agnes comes in on cue, and it's like let's give mommy a little me time, and taste the kids and whatnot. And this is where something's gonna happen because it's WandaVision, so you think the whole focus is always gonna be on Wanda and Vision, and occasionally the Sword Agents with Wu and Rambo. Mm-hmm. But then they jump into a scene with Agnes and the kids, and so like the kids are talking to her, asking her questions. Like, what's wrong with mommy? Blah blah blah. And that's when Billy, throws in the line because, again, at the beginning, and this is in the same episode, episode 7, Billy's coming up to Wanda and saying, like, I hear the voices, they're loud, it's giving me a headache. And then we go into, the scene with Agnes and the boys, and Billy again,
He's like, I like it here.
He tells her, he goes, I like it here. She goes, and Agnes asks why, and he goes, because you're quiet.
On the inside.
On the inside. And it's like, oh, shit.
Yeah, like, that's kind of like one of the...
Like, oh, snap. That's like a big, like, flag right there. Like, yeah, she ain't a sister. Because another thing that we were talking about, you weren't in this episode, but from episode 3, when they were showing everything that was going on from the first 2 episodes.
It's 4.
Was it 4?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 4, because it was right after. Anyways. So, what was I going to say? They started putting they started identifying everybody that's in the show and by the real names. And of course, there's one of Agnes, but she doesn't have an ID. Mm-hmm. So it's like,
also the lady Dottie, she didn't have one either.
Yeah, Dottie didn't have one either.
So like,
also they thought that Dottie was the witch.
Yeah.
But then,
then we get the spoiler. We get the big reveal. Boom.
Agnes is
Agatha all along, just like kind of what everyone predicted from the very beginning.
Was it that big of a reveal? I mean, it's
so that makes me to wonder: are we still gonna get another big reveal?
I think we have to.
That's too much.
Okay. So one of the biggest...
my brain's hurting now.
One of the biggest reaches is characters is Reed Richards, Magneto. I was like, hold on.
No. I'm not even talking about that. I mean those theories were like, those are so far fetched. Like, dude, like, come on, like that would be way too obvious.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is one of the things I like about this episode, is that they take one little thing that everybody was like harking over, like, because in episode is it 4, where she says like, I have a
the man on the inside.
Oh, no. She says
That's episode 3.
I have a
a brother.
No, she talks about her engineer. What do you call it?
Oh, that's episode 4.
Yeah, episode. She has. I have a aerospace engineer.
Aerospace engineer.
Aerospace engineer that might be up to the challenge. And then episode 6 happens, and like they're gonna go meet that person, but they never say like who it is. So everybody's already speculating. Okay, who's this engineer? Like, is it Reed Richards? Is it John Krasinski? Is it Magneto? Is it like, it's just all these theories. Like, I'm just like, guys, like, they just but like this show was like already produced, and I want to say being filmed when they got back the rights from Fox. So it's like
Fantastic Four.
Yeah, from Fox's Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, it was always been even before they got the rights back. It's always been a fan theory that if they redid, no, that camera went out. It was always a fan theory that if they were ever going to get Fantastic Four back, that the MCU should cast this person, you know, what do you call it?
Fan casting.
Fan casting, you know, it's like, and so John could get
John-
Jim from The Office.
Jim. Fucking Jim.
You know, was always on that, you know, that list for fans, especially after.
And he even expressed interest.
Yeah,
That's
especially,
it.
especially after, you know, an illustration was made of him as Reed Richards as Mr. Fantastic, and then another one made with his wife Emily Blunt as Invisible.
And that's it. It says he expressed interest.
Yeah.
But we also know how powerful this can be because the same thing happened with Rosario Dawson to be cast as Ahsoka, and you know, for the Star Wars, because it started off.
Well, it was rumors.
It started off with her being fan casted in an art piece as Ahsoka, and then she expressed interest, and then that's when all the rumors and all the stuff started happening.
And then she's like, "Oh, I'm Ahsoka."
Yeah.
Is she gonna be Ahsoka in the Ahsoka series?
Yes. So again, there you go.
But yeah, like again, so going back to like, you know, like people,
Juicy IPA is fucking getting me, man.
you know, people are like speculating like, oh, like who's this friend of Monica Rambeau that, you know, that we're gonna get, you know, and so we finally get him, and I wouldn't say it's nobody, but it's not what people wanted, or not what they were thinking, and I'm just like, okay, yes, like just, you know,
beer and nobody. Oh, there's no nobody all along. Oh.
So, like, you know, we get that, and then, you know, so now they're trying to find their way back into the hex. You know, Monica has this vehicle that she wants to know what they're going to use. You get in there, it doesn't work out, you know, gets spit out. You know, she turns into half of the vehicle and half of like a minivan. And so she's just like,
I can just go through.
Yeah, she's like, I can go through. And I was saying, Steven, one reason why she can go through and other people can't, because she's experienced that grief. She knows the same amount, like the loss that Wanda's, you know, felt, losing her brother and losing Vision. Monica's felt that with losing her mom. So that's why she has that.
Not only just losing her mom, but losing her mom without even knowing that she lost
being
her
there.
mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why she not easily, but she could get through. So
that beginning episode had a meaning before when she came back after the blip.
Yeah. And so you know, and she's powering through. You start hearing Nick Fury's voice. You hear Captain Marvel. You hear Maria. You hear one of the Skrulls talking. You hear all these like from past, you know, especially from Captain Marvel.
And the only reason why we know that's because we have the captions on.
Yeah.
And watch it with captions. You can find stuff, you know.
You pinpoint who it is.
and then you
and
know,
with the ending was like the Captain Marvel is like whatever God made kids, and she gave her mother the strong one, and that's what.
Yeah, and then she just like kind of powers through, and then you see her eyes light up. And for those that don't know, that Monica Rambeau in the comics is a superhero. She turns into Photon or Spectrum, Pulsar. So she has many different names, but yeah, like she has superpowers.
I never really read about her character.
I don't necessarily know what her powers are, but like I said, she has super abilities.
She has the ability to absorb different energies. And
you kind of see that, like she kind of powers through that. She kind of gets through the other side of the hex.
And then
her eyes are glowing blue, and she looks everywhere, and you see all the energy.
Mm-hmm. She sees the different spectrums.
Hey.
And then she pulses through the hex.
Oh my god. I was trying to think of Photon, but I can't. But okay, and
she photons to the floor.
Oh my god. And so like, for me, like when I first time, I'm like, oh yes, like finally. And there have been hints at it in other episodes, like especially when she got the X-rays and the blood work. They're like, oh, it's all blank and nothing in back, and she's just like, nah. Like,
I'm done with this.
Yeah.
You know, so like, you know, it's been teased at, and you know, we finally got Maria Rambeau having her powers, which I think is fucking awesome.
I forgot what I was thinking about something, you know, but like the character was like doing something, was like, he walked off.
And she immediately runs to Wanda's house, and we already know the history of her and Wanda. Wanda threw out once already, and she recognized her outside the hex, and she's like, what are you doing here? And like she confronts her, she picks her up, she's about to throw her out, and she's like kind of tries to slam her to the ground. Just superhero landing.
Superhero landing.
And then she's just trying to reason with Wanda, trying to tell her that like Hayward
wants vision.
And that's another theory
that
we have that
No, it already explained it in this episode that Hayward wants to reconstruct Vision to be his weapon.
Yeah.
Project Catalyst is.
Which again, like I said, we have a theory why that is.
Well, we have a theory of that.
Never mind.
But we're not gonna go into that. We're not gonna do that right now. And then we cut to they're
and I know it's not gonna be true.
The Ultron theory.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be so disappointed. I mean, I am gonna be disappointed because I know that's not the way they're gonna go. But I would love if that's the way they go.
That'd be awesome.
It'd be so awesome. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
It's like I have my vision.
And so you have Wanda, you have Maria. They're arguing, and who's there? Who's there watching is Agnes next to the curtain, and she says this line. She says like, "Excuse me, Wanda's been through enough already. Like you've overstayed your welcome." I'm like, oh, like, and then she's like, you need to get out of here. Just like, okay, that's when I was like, oh shit. And then like, you get Wanda and Agnes and you're finding Agnes's house, and I'm just like, where are the kids at? Like, weren't they just here? And like, she's even like,
she's like, what are twins?
They're probably hanging out in the basement, just like, what? Like,
basement.
I was like, on my edge of my seat, I was like, oh god, please don't tell me she killed the kids, and we still don't know. But like, she goes in the basement, like, and it's just like another kind of world, like almost
a dungeon,
like an underground type of.
It's Ralph. The basement's Ralph.
And then we get signs of witchcraft, and like I said, from the comics, one of the comic characters is Agnetha Harkness, which is like the character everybody's been speculating who Agnes is, and we finally get the reveal that she says her name.
And I look comic book nerds and we're like, who the fuck is that? Agnes Harkness.
And yeah, like she has a pretty major role in Wanda's story in the comics, and along with her kids,
especially in the House of M, which is pretty much like what whole WandaVision is starting to become.
Oh, yeah, and now she's like in the House of M.
I mean,
they even referenced it.
I mean,
in like the
things.
The first few episodes of the wine bottle was his M and everything. Minus the whole eliminating all mutants, but.
So
I said minus a few things.
Were you guys surprised? Were you?
No, I actually got the whole thing spoiled for me. Literally while I was watching the episode. Oh, like.
Why are you watching something else? Why are you watching the episode?
No, I wasn't watching something else. I was just on Twitter. At the first beginning, I was like, and someone said that, I was like, I'm logging off.
Again.
Okay, but I mean, had you not known beforehand, would you have been surprised, or would you have not been surprised?
It's been speculated.
I mean, yeah.
And I was like, no. She's always just popped up in random situations.
I think I wasn't really like, oh my god, because I was like, yeah.
I think it was more like Chandler. I knew it.
Pretty much, because just like I said,
which is why I'm saying there's got to be a little bit more to it. There's got to be something else. There's got to be.
Mephisto.
And these last two episodes, there's really got to be something big.
Yeah, Mephisto.
Really.
That's probably one of the worst. Like, not worse. I just think most
annoying.
I think that's far-fetched.
Annoying theories.
Like
Mephisto.
Because granted, like I just don't want it to be true because, like, everybody's been speculating about it. I'm just, and if it does come true, I'm just like, well, then that's no fun because it's like we kind of already, knew this. Like same thing, like I said with the Agnes thing. Everybody speculated from the beginning that she's Agnes
Harkness.
She's a witch, and she's even dressed like a witch.
Affiliated with Mephisto.
Yeah, and that's and all signs point to to Mephisto, but
plays Mephisto.
And then so and then we get she kind of like does her magic, and she's in Wanda's head, and so that's kind of where the episode ends. And then we finally get our first MCU show post credit scene, or mid credit scene, whatever you want to call it, and it's not really that much. I mean, it's just Monica like, investigating. She reaches Agnes's house, opens up the door to the basement. She sees all the little magic branches, whatever they are.
And then this.
And then Quicksilver,
you really shouldn't be wondering.
Snooper's gonna snoop.
Yep.
And then that's it. It just cuts off. So, like I said, I wasn't really taken back by the review. It's just kind of okay, this was a long time coming.
I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it after.
So, but we again, we don't know what happened with the kids. Last time we saw Vision, he just took up from the car because, again, Darcy and Vision are trying to make their way to Wanda.
And Vision's I can fucking fly.
Were they trying to make their way to Wanda? I thought they were trying to get out.
No, they're trying to go to Wanda.
Okay.
They're trying to go back to the house.
I need to watch it again.
They're trying to go back to the house, and there's been something is keeping them back. You get the light, it turns red, it never turns green. And then it finally turns green, and you get
the traffic. You get the road construction.
Yeah, construction crew.
The electricity guys or whatever.
And then that's done, and then
you get to stop
the cross guard with the kids, and just
it's like.
And then even Vision says, I think Wanda's trying to keep me from coming home. But now I'm convinced that it wasn't Wanda. It was Agnes. And just so,
And then Vision's like,
one of the things I really like in this episode, again, it's supposed to be like a mockumentary type thing, modern office, and he's like, what am I doing here? Talking
guys.
Get this thing off me. Get this thing off me. And it's just like, yes, they're okay. Something's happening. All right, fine. Because I was like, even in my mind, I was like wondering, why is he still talking to him? He's not even there. So, and that's what I love about the show, because you ask questions, and it's almost like they respond to you.
Mm-hmm.
But there's one thing we didn't talk about.
What's that?
The Nexus commercial.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Because Nexus in the comic books is the opening of the multiverse dimensions.
It's a pathway.
It's pathways. So
does this kind of debunk or just kind of sidetrack the theory that all these commercials are connected to Infinity Stones?
Not really.
The only one that was connected to Infinity Stones was the Hydra Cube.
No, they kind of all were.
Reality was in the spilled one. For when you make a mess, you didn't mean to. You could change your reality, because that's what Thanos did in Infinity War.
I thought it was just a tribute to Lagos.
Well, it
was.
But also
it's they really heavily on the red, kind of zoom. The only one I don't really understand is the '90s one we got from the episode 6 with the kid on the island.
The only thing I can think about is the Soul Stone.
Yeah, because he's trapped.
Obviously, the first one with the toaster was a tribute to Tony Stark. Hydra,
the Hydra soap.
Well, no. The second one was the watch.
Well, even though it was talking about, because even Strucker will make time.
And
time for you, but
time.
The time stone.
So, I'm curious. And this is what this show is doing such a good job at. I hate the week to week, but I also love it because it gives us a whole week of speculation. After these episodes come out, I watch there's 3 different channels that I watch where they do reactions, and I love watching those. And then you have a podcast, the Geek Buddies with John and Roca. They really go deep into
and not only that, but it also gives you an opportunity to keep going back to that same episode to go back and witness things that you missed. Because obviously I'm gonna go back and witness what
I'm pretty sure after we finish recording here, we're gonna go back downstairs and we're gonna watch it again.
I mean, I've already watched it twice, but the second time I wasn't paying too much attention because I was also prepping dinner, so. So I didn't really get to pay too much attention to it, but because another thing that I saw on social media was the cameo hint. It was that he was talking about Doctor Strange. I was like, what do you mean he was talking about it? What I didn't what was he talking about Doctor Strange about? Vision was hinting towards Doctor Strange or something like that, and I didn't understand it. So I was like, I'm gonna watch this episode again. because we watched the episode, then we started watching Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Great movie.
And then
Great movie.
And then we and then so when you guys took off, I started watching the second episode again. But then again, I wasn't really paying attention. I was just kind of prepping stuff, and then I was just like, shit. So now I gotta go watch it. Because I totally missed the part that they were talking about, and I was like, damn it, I'm gonna have to watch this again. So that's what I kind of like about the week to week, but at the same time I hate it.
I gotta wait till next Friday.
But again, what is good about it is because it'll make you think, it'll make you keep stuff in your mind, as opposed to like just like
totally binging it,
and then you just kind of forget about it. Like, okay, yeah, I saw it, and then you go back and try to talk about it, and then you're like, oh wait, and then you kind of forget, and then you gotta go back and watch it again.
You totally haven't seen that scene where they premiered at the when they first announced WandaVision, where like it's Vision and like Wanda in the living room, and they're like,
yeah, they kind of go up.
Yeah.
We still haven't got that, so I'm waiting for that. So like I said, like, this is kind of like what this show is really doing really well. At the week to week thing is kind of annoying, but it's also really good because it gives room for speculation, it gives room for talk, and just discussion in general, and good discussion. Because this show is really knocking it out of the park. And not that I didn't really have any doubts about it, but for the first MCU TV show, whatever you want to call it, like it's.
Say what you want about what Disney is doing and what the MCU is doing, but I feel that they are kind of really doing a really good job with everything, and really now like taking their time with stuff too, and really like trying to put stuff together.
Who would have thought we would have gotten shows?
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like you go back 2 years ago and Twitch yourself like, oh no, we're gonna have.
We went back to 2008.
Yeah, when I say we go back to Iron Man
is like
2008.
Or
like,
even if we go back to the first time we recorded our first episode, streamers. We talked about streaming services, and look where we're at now. Like we got HBO Max, we got Disney Plus, and they're
yeah, because when we did our first episode, that's when Disney Plus was barely gonna come out. DC Universe.
And that's gone already.
Yeah, that's
gone.
gone.
Turn it to HBO Max.
We didn't know about HBO Max.
No.
I mean, because HBO Now had just came out.
Yeah.
What else? Hulu and Netflix
we're going stronger.
Yeah, Netflix was going strong with
Stranger Things.
Well, not just Stranger Things, but at the time with the Marvel stuff, Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and then the highly anticipated Defenders, which that was such a disappointment too.
Yeah.
And,
we'll talk about that.
Yeah, a lot of things. So I mean, again, 50th episode of Geekin and Drinking. From
we're still talking about streaming.
Streaming services.
And not only that, but even ourselves growing. From just a camera and a boom mic and your net.
Oh shit! Yeah.
In your apartment. To.
Now this guy has a whole ass house.
Moving to different locations and to finally, getting to this.
Now I'm blonde and I'm gonna tear it up.
We all have new tattoos.
I have a flannel.
You got
go flannel.
It's not a flannel.
Flannel guy over here.
It's not a flannel,
but we know it also is made possible by you guys too. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for if you're not already subscribed to us on YouTube, go and subscribe. Share with your friends. If you know a guy or somebody who loves all this geek stuff and loves beer, share it with your friends. You can find us on Spotify. All our episodes are now on audio, so Spotify is there. You can find us there. Follow us on Instagram. That's where we're most active. You can see us on Facebook. Check out Black Laboratory Brewing Co. here in San Antonio, Texas. These two beers are awesome. We got two more, but we'll bust them out behind camera. The Squirt Gun Juicy IPA from Real Ale. Cheers. Good. Everybody subscribe. Be safe. See you next time.
Bye.